On today's show,
we discuss the Kemba Walker trade rumors and which All-Star LeBron will pick first.
we've got some extremely worthy candidates for Worst of the Week.
And Donovan Mitchell gets in some dunk contest reps in our top 10 plays of the week.
It's Friday, January 19th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to The Starters, presented by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Whether you're joining us live right now on NBA TV, watching later on YouTube, doesn't matter. We're happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tess Mellis.
Happy Friday, everybody.
To his right, the international man of mystery, taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lily.
Lady, and last, certainly not least, over yonder, that's the bearded one, that's Trey Kirby.
Hey-o!
Hey-yo! TK, what's up?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at #TheStarters. And guys, the Cavs squeaked by the Magic last night, taking home a 1-point victory that couldn't have come at a better time because the Cavs had lost 4 straight games heading into the night, or as LeBron put it in his post-game interview, we're in Strugglesville. I've spent a lot of time in Strugglesville. You would not like it, but it's such a perfect way to characterize the Cavs' problems that it brings us to today's question: what other towns are NBA teams in? For instance, the Clippers have been in Louisville for the past couple of months as he's been carrying their team, and the Spurs visit Mattressburg every couple of months because everybody's sleeping on them. And of course, the Timberwolves play in Karl Anthony Town, though I hear the locals call it Kathmandu. Nonetheless, we want to hear from you, so let us know on Twitter what other towns are NBA teams in. Send us your best tweets to #TheStarters. We'll hear from you later.
All right, get those tweets in. Fun Friday show. We got Worst of the Week. We got the best top 10 in sports television. We got the best solid play in sports television.
Easily.
Easily. But first, we got some hot topics, hot questions. Trey, take it away, my man.
All right, the Hornets are 9th in payroll, but just 11th in the Eastern Conference. It's part of the reason why Charlotte is putting All-Star guard Kemba Walker on the trade market. As Woj has reported, the team is hoping to move some of its bad contracts by dangling its best player. Guys, what do you think? Should the Hornets trade Kemba Walker?
Yeah, it seemed like this was a long time coming, right? Because they're so far down in the standings, because as Trey mentioned, 9th in salary. Next year they have basically the same amount locked up because they have their top 9 guys are under contract. So what do you do? Are you going to go into next year and say, hey, we're
Same
probably not
team,
going to make the playoffs again? It might be time to blow it up because Kemba Walker's got a heck of a lot of trade value.
Right.
Way more than if you waited until next year when he was in an expiring deal. So yeah, trade him, sweeten the pot with him, but you got to attach something else to it, right?
That's the big problem right now. Who are you going to attach? You're going to put Nicholas Batum's contract out there? Because Batum was a free agent at the right time. He got that massive contract. Injuries have derailed sort of his career where he's going right now. But does anyone want to take on 3 years and $76 million of that? I think maybe Kid Gilchrist or Marvin Williams a little more palatable if you're trying to deal that. But Hornets are in a bit of a problem here because they've been good. They've tried to build patiently through the draft, tried to add a few pieces.
Tried to build around Kemba Walker.
Yeah, and they've made the playoffs.
Yeah.
They've been okay under Steve Clifford, but we just know that they're nowhere near contending. So it's time to say, okay, we need to restart this, and we've got to get rid of some of the salary because, as you mentioned, Tass, next year is pretty much the same as where they are this year, and not a lot of desirable contracts out there for other teams.
Yeah, it's important to note the Hornets are bad this year, not because of Kemba Walker.
No.
I mean, Dan Feldman at Pro Basketball Talk, he had a great breakdown on this. They're plus 5.1 per 100 possessions when Kemba is out there playing. That's better. That's better than the Cavs are with LeBron and the Bucks with Giannis and the Pelicans with Anthony Davis. He breaks it down perfectly. Charlotte, when he's out there, they're like a 55-win team, and when he's not, they're a brutal 12-win team. It has nothing to do with Kemba Walker. The guy will get you buckets. Is there a demand still, though, for like a point guard like him? How many teams need a point guard like that you're eventually going to have to, in theory, sign to a pretty long-term deal because he's on an unbelievable contract before that big TV money. He wants to get paid. He's still fairly young. So who is it? The Pistons? Do they give
Knicks,
up on
maybe?
Reggie Jackson? The Knicks? But what would it take for them to get him? There's not a whole lot of teams that I look at and go,
But
that
I mean,
makes
the other
sense.
thing is, Kemba's good, but he's
Yeah.
not in that elite category of point guards. I wouldn't say Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook. He's not like that.
he is
He's
a
not
fringe all-star.
he was an all-star
Yeah,
last season,
well, I
and
mean-
his numbers are kind of similar to where they were last year. But I think maybe because people aren't watching the Hornets, they don't notice him. But he's good, but I don't think he's a franchise-altering point guard either. So if he goes to another team, he's only going to be second at best option on that team.
But you think, saying, like, it would be smart for the Hornets to try and move him now because his value is higher than it's going to be in an expiring deal. Similar, would it be fair to say, way back in 2011, Darren Williams, when the Jazz, a year and a half really before he was going to get a big deal, they said, let's just do it now. You know, they got Derek Favors back. They got a couple draft picks back. That turned into like Enes Kanter and Gorgie Jang and stuff like that. But they were like, let's do it now. Let's rip the Band-Aid off and let's rebuild. And they got a fairly good package back in return from the Nets, who then signed Darren Williams to a $100 million deal, and we know what happened there.
It just seems like a different time back then where you'd get a couple picks, right?
Yeah.
Now you wouldn't. Even
People
though he's a
protect
fringe
him,
all-star,
you're right,
yeah,
right.
you might get one and another part, but you really want to drop one of those other pieces. Cody Zeller's another guy who's signed long-term that we didn't have on that board. It just feels like this has to be torn down, but it's going to take a heck of a lot longer than normal rebuilds will. It's going to take a bit because there's so much money there.
And Kemba is saying, by the way, I don't want to be traded. I mean, he's not waving the white flag here, get me out of here, save me. He's saying right now, as he was drafted by the Hornets way back when, again, they built around him. He'd like to see it out. He's saying all the right things, wants to be there, but if the Hornets are going to rebuild, unfortunately, probably have to go through him because he's the only real valuable trade asset to start over. All right, Trey, next topic.
All right, All-Star starters were announced on Inside the NBA last night, and no surprise, LeBron James and Steph Curry were named captains after leading their respective conferences in voting. And since LeBron is the overall leader, he gets the #1 pick in the All-Star draft, and he'll be picking from his fellow starters, Eastern Conference guys, Kyrie, DeMar, Giannis, and Embiid. And in the West, we got Harden, Durant, Anthony Davis, and Boogie. Guys, put yourself in LeBron's crown and tell me, who should he pick #1?
Who should he take? Who
this
do you,
is-
who do you want him to take?
This is why we need it televised, because we want drama from the very first pick. I mean, the obvious choice for me is Kevin Durant. He's the best player available, but that's Steph's guy.
Right.
So the next choice...
So you snatch him.
Well, that's right. Yeah, you want to create that tension. You want to be like, you know what? I'm going to play with KD, see how that feels for a while. I hope he picks Kyrie Irving.
Oh, come on.
I would love
Come
him to
on, come
pick
on.
Kyrie Irving to say, come back to me. Please come back to me. This is my pitch to you.
After all that was going back and forth between them,
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron's crazy enough that he might do it, but I think a lot of people think, well, no, LeBron's going to avoid Kyrie Irving. He'll be last there from the starters. I like the KD as well, just because instantly it switches up the whole East-West, right? The last thing we want is like East-West chalk, where it's just in the end, we got the starters from the East with each other and the starters from the West with each other. So I like the idea of KD going first, because then we're off and running here and we get to mix and match a little bit, hopefully.
Yeah, KD is the best player available, and LeBron has been vocal that he wants this All-Star game to be fantastic. He wants it to be competitive, and he wants to win. So KD, I think, is the #1 ticket to help you win. Also, you don't want to be defended by that guy, so put him on your team.
Right.
And you're also, pulling out the weapon of not allowing Steph to play with a guy he plays with the entire time. It's strategic. LeBron is strategic.
Yeah.
I like that pick.
Okay, devil's advocate here. LeBron likes to surround himself with shooters, all right? He can't take Curry because he's the other captain.
Right.
Who's the next best shooter there?
Kevin Durant.
Some would argue James Harden. Some would argue James Harden.
The numbers say no.
So maybe he goes with James Harden. Look, LeBron also loves the narrative, right? He's all over this stuff. We talked about DeMar DeRozan being from LA, going home, playing in front of his hometown. James Harden's from Compton, too. These guys, when they go to their city, they sort of gun sometimes a little bit more for that MVP. They said LeBron wants to win. I could see James Harden
They've had a
being
little
the
bit of
#1
beef,
pick.
though, in the past as
They
well.
have,
so
I
it's-
guess they have. But there's the beard bros now.
Yeah.
Something there. Power
I
of beards.
was
You guys
thinking
got
DeMar
beards, I don't know.
Harden, DeMar Harden, just because you get the hometown cheering, maybe perhaps.
Yeah.
But you don't want a guy stealing the MVP from you.
Oh, good point. Yeah, good point. Good point. All right. Well, we can't wait to see. I mean, we won't see it on TV, so
Here.
we'll find out. Yeah.
Read about it on the
I'm
tweets.
still angry. Okay, Trey. Next one.
All right, alongside naming the starters, the league also released a full breakdown of All-Star voting, from LeBron and his 2.6 million fan votes, all the way to old Jack Cooley and his one-player vote, guys. There are some hilarious votes, there are some media player differences, and so much more. But tell me, what is the most surprising All-Star voting anomaly?
Manu Ginobili finished second in the fan vote. Up until 2 years ago, he would have been starting the All-Star game as a 40-year-old. That is
a great point.
incredible for me. Obviously, the surge must have come from Argentinian fans voting for him.
Spurs fans are everywhere, too.
The Spurs fans are everywhere, but
What's so big about this? You're a 41-year-old starter.
Yeah, this would give you hope.
Leo is a 41-year-old starter. Manu Ginobili,
Obviously,
nearly a
Manu
40-year-old
is one of my favourite players of all time, but I just think this year he's averaging 9 points, 2 assists in 20 minutes. He's had a few highlight moments, but I just wouldn't expect him to finish second overall.
Yeah, it was a bit
in fan
shocking.
voting.
I mean,
Yeah.
he was sort of in those first returns. He
was fifth.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
he
fifth,
started,
and
yeah.
we were like obviously creeped up
Yeah.
there. That's a good one. I'll go with as a wildest anomaly here with these voting, the disparity when it came to Devin Booker because the players, they love Devin Booker. They had him 4th in the West Guards. Crazy when you compare it to everyone else. The fans had him 10th, and the media only had him tied for 7th.
Yeah.
But the players, the players love guys, I think, that just get buckets, because it'd be
they're
very,
going
very
against him.
difficult to stop them. That's exactly right. And the numbers are kind to Devin Booker too. He's one of just 9 players averaging 25 points, 4 boards, and 4 assists per game. 7 of the other 8, they're your all-star starters, and the other one is Damian Lillard, who in theory, I guess he'd be challenging for a spot there. But yeah, players love themselves.
Yeah,
Some D-Book.
And I think if you dive into those numbers, Devin Booker didn't actually get a vote from the media because he was tied
Yeah.
for 7th
Seventh,
with
yeah.
Lonzo and Manu. Those basically, they got 6 people they voted for,
Right,
and
right.
everyone else tied for 7th.
Yeah.
Media didn't vote for Devin Booker or Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
And that just shows you they're not watching those teams, I imagine. I mean, it is, I think, a bit of a geographical bias, You just don't tune in to those Phoenix
10:30.
Suns or
Those
Damian
10:30
Lillard.
tip-offs.
Right, East Coast
man.
bias test.
Maybe true, maybe true. All right, lots more still to come on the starters tonight. We got the top 10 plays of the week, and when we return, we hand out the dishonor for worst of the week. Bunch of nominees this week. Don't go anywhere.
Sorry, Steph. Welcome back to the show. Now, basketball, an incredible sport, but guys still make mistakes. It's time for worst of the week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the worst of the week.
Second runner-up this week, a referee who lost his toupee. Seriously, yeah. High school game in Kentucky. Did you see that ball just took off that man's toupee?
Oh, man.
Hopkins County Central High School in Kentucky. Oh, this poor man.
Oh, that's
I guess you could say bald don't lie. You could say that.
he just put it on like a cat.
Yeah, he's running up and down. You're right.
That's a dangerous sport to be wearing a toupee. A lot of running.
But his underhair looked dark, and the toupee looked like. Make an effort with your toupee.
Try a little harder. First runner-up, more referee talk. These referees who were duped in the NBA. Now, 2 nets run into each other, but John Wall is called for the charge.
What?
Why?
So he's called for the
called
charge
for a
on
charge.
Dinwiddie, I guess, but then
It's only because the ball goes up the floor.
Oh, weird.
Baseline official, I think, just saw a guy on the floor and says, hey, I'll make a call.
Yep.
But it was the wrong call. The winner is Aaron Aflalo this week. Aaron Aflalo, he went hard at Nemanja Bjelica. He was looking for a scrap, but all he got was underarm.
Whoa.
He gets thrown into a headlock real quick. Now he's looking for a battle, but it's over in 1 second. Call it.
Tap out.
Call it. It's over.
Wow.
It's done.
Let it rip there, though, didn't he?
You think, and you throw a fist, we're going to have some fun here, but he just
Nope.
Shuts it
go.
down with the headlock.
Bjelica, yeah. No games for Bjelica, too, right? Aflalo gets 2.
And Aflalo gets a 2-game
Yeah.
suspension for 1 fist throw. Not really worth it.
Why is everyone so angry right now? This was a crazy week. We had like 9 ejections.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of tension actually between the players and the refs
What
all
is it?
season
What's
long.
the reason, Lee?
Maybe it's the weather.
That bomb cyclone. People like cooped up, they're going stir
I know,
crazy.
kids have been at home for school. Since we've been back since Christmas, kids have been home 4 days because of weather. And we had Martin Luther King Day.
You want to punch somebody right now?
So
I got kind of nervous to be sitting so close to you. I know your kids were home. Jeez, you gonna start throwing bows? Put you in a headlock in a second.
after the holiday season, no one's happy. I mean, the high of the holidays to the low
Yeah.
of
You gotta be nice
January.
all of December, so then
know.
January you just let it fly.
All right, interesting. Okay, great stuff, Tess. As always, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got the best top 10 in sports television. Don't go anywhere. This is a good one.
The Starters is brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey, official partner of the NBA.
Welcome back to the Starters, where we're all fired up because of the weather. But it's time for the top 10 plays of the week. We'll start at number 10. That makes sense. Russell Westbrook just toying with Corey Brewer. Bye.
Corey Brewer's just watching.
I think he put him to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sort of reaching away here. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Bye.
Dribbling. Oh, see ya.
Play there from Russ.
Anthony Davis had a heck of a week, including this alley-oop in MSG.
Oh yeah, he had a monster game in the garden. Where's the slow-mo? Here it is. Whoa!
Extension.
It's past the side of the backboard.
That's up there. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Donovan Mitchell, your eventual 2018 NBA dunk contest runner-up. I don't know why. I don't know why. I think people are going to be angry he's a runner-up, but I hope he's in it. Big dunk there against the Kings as he split the defense. Same game, little defense into offense.
Ooh, nice windmill.
That's a nice windmill. A lot of the guys don't drop it that low.
No, exactly, and get the full rotation.
That's
on it.
right, that's right. Oh, great dunker.
Robin Lopez on a top 10. The huge dunk on Jordan Bell.
Throw it down!
Jordan Bell twisted his ankle on the play. He'll be reevaluated in 2 weeks because of inflammation in that ankle. But Robin Lopez, my goodness.
Don't jump with Robin Lopez.
That's a rule. At number 6, we got 2 oops from the Cavs. IT to the King. A nice reverse there. This is against the Warriors, of course. And when we weren't done, the Cavs, another great oop in this game. Dwayne Wade picks it, other way, throws it up. A lot of people were confused. They thought that was LeBron James finishing the dunk. It's actually Jeff Green.
Yeah, that looks like a Wade to LeBron kind of play.
Yeah.
Number 5, 3 dimes. Schroeder's bounce pass. That wouldn't have been a highlight without that beauty
Oh,
catch.
what a catch.
Beautiful
Finish.
finish.
Ursan.
Rare highlight catch.
Yes.
That's very cool.
Sweet, sweet play there. And then Giannis with the hike.
Yeah. Whoa.
He said he would
Come
make
on,
a good
Chrissy,
pitcher.
throw it down, man.
He said he would make a good pitcher.
That's what he said.
Okay. Interesting.
And then Pau to Manu, a combined 77-year-old connection.
Oh, Lee, you must love this.
I do, man. Shout out to old dudes.
Yeah.
Especially
That's a beautiful play. Beautiful play. At number 4, before the Rockets Clippers were talking trash and finding secret tunnels, we had Wesley Johnson just stuffing Capella right at the rim. Get out of here. Beautiful. Right at the apex there as Capella tried to dunk it home.
That guy doesn't age. At number 3, DeMarcus Cousins, the giveaway.
What?
Nice.
What is this, weekend whoopsies?
And then he got,
Oh.
there's the highlight, Enes Kanter with the throwdown. We got a whoopsie and a top 10 play.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
what a
See that
play.
often.
No.
It's like all 7-footers right here, too.
Yeah, it's true.
Big dunk. At number 2, the King flashes a little magic versus the Magic. Check the no look behind the back nutmeg. Yes, this is a nutmeg. It's going to go through the legs here. You're going to see it. Aaron Gordon.
Dwayne Wade is laughing.
Yeah, Dwayne
as
Wade
this
is
happens.
legit laughing. He's like, oh my
That's
goodness.
cool, man. Nice pass.
A little lucky, I think.
Yeah.
Right, going through the legs, but unbelievable court awareness from the King.
At number 1, Ryan Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. Whoa!
You don't see that from Ryan Anderson very often. He
that's
gets
not
The
out
same
there.
Ryan Anderson.
That's out of nowhere.
I know, you don't see him in the paint very often and throwing it down like he meant it.
Put him in the dunk contest.
Well, why not?
Get him in.
Maybe he can come in 3rd.
After the jump, Lily hits us with the very solid play. Said you got a good one here.
Oh, it's a really good one.
All right. LeBron says the Cavs are in Strugglesville, which I think is the same city Trey has a house he'd like to sell you. But we asked you, what are some other towns NBA teams are in? You hit us up on Twitter, #TheStarters. Trey.
We've had so many showings this week, Skates. It's crazy. Nonetheless, Alex Wiedner says the Bulls are in Chicago West. That's topical, my friends. Chris says the Pelicans are in top-heavy junction. Certainly true. Latrell Sprewell, not the real one. The Lakers are in Los Angeles. You get it? Good one. Tom, the Sixers are playing in the city of brotherly trust, the best trust the process of them out there. The Warriors are in Treytown. They tried to make me the mayor there once. I said no. Jared, New Frank City for the Knicks. Shout out to Nilakina. The Rockets are in downtown with all those threes. Not bad. Oladipo, the NBA in general is in Mad City those last few weeks. Every day there's a fight. It's all the weather, guys. And the last one, the Sixers are in above 500sville. They haven't spent much time there. I thought I'd give them 2.
Those are great,
Nice.
great tweets, guys. Last
What a
night's pick and play, it was Wolves Rockets. Tass and I had the Wolves. Tass and I were wrong. Rockets with James Harden back in the lineup got the win. So a dub for Trey and me. See the records there at the bottom. They mean something because whoever is in last place at the end of January has to pay it off. It's called the pick and pay off. And well, you got to do something that either just sucks or will make you throw up or sweat or is just silly sometimes. There you go. Tonight's pick and play. All right, we're split again. Wizards, Pistons. Trey and I have the Wizards on the road. Lee and Tass have the Pistons at home in the Little Caesars Arena. Beat that beat. Lee, BSP.
I promised you a good one.
Yeah.
And you're getting it. Check out this play from the Celtics last night. Jaylen Brown. Here's a look at that for a pump fake party there from Tatum. Ball moves around back to Jaylen in the corner. That's what a very solid play is all about. Teamwork, pump fake party, ball fizzing around, ends with a maximum where it started as well. That's what I call a very solid play.
That's a maximum.
Yeah.
What is
3
a
points.
Oh.
Right.
maximum?
A maximum.
Did they say that in cricket or something?
Yeah, probably it is from cricket actually. When you hit a 6, that's called a maximum.
Oh, highlight that wasn't. Just because it doesn't count doesn't mean it wasn't fantastic.
Oh, man.
0.02 seconds on the clock. A jump ball. Aaron Gordon just grabs it, shoots it. It's not the game-winning shot. They were down by 1. It's waved off, but still, it's cool. Highlight that was.
Needed one more second. The Drop Podcast is up wherever you listen to the Starters Podcast. We select our all-star reserves on this one. We argued about the difference between a snack and a treat for a good 10 minutes.
There's a difference.
And the guys picked movies that best describe them.
Scent of a woman. I love my wife's deodorant, might use it. Love my wife's body wash, might use it.
Coming to America. I've been trying to come here for a long time and I finally made it.
Trey?
Big Daddy. Just a big old dad.
Big old dad. Lee?
Yes.
Thought we had time for fan signs, but we don't.
Well, we do have some in the can. We'll show them to you next week.
Okay, that's it for us this weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
All right, thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, everyone's angry in the NBA because of the weather.
That's right, Lee.
And so is Lee Ellis.
What a strike there.
He almost
Race
hit
the
him.
weekend, people.
He almost hit him.